It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Metal Gear Solid 5, or V, or whatever the hell you want to call it, is also one of my most conflicted games of the year. In a way, it's also one of my top 5 disappointing games of the year in terms of a Metal Gear game. This is not the Metal Gear game I was looking for, but overall, after spending like 50, 60 hours with it, it is. In a lot of respects, the story in Chapter 2, I feel, redeems the lull that was 30 hours of Chapter 1. But even beyond that, even ignoring my disappointments with the story and a couple of the missions that are obnoxious, like Metallic Archaea, the mechanics of this game are so well put together, and how it feels to go into this world and just be like, well, I'm wandering around. All right, what's over here? Oh, there's a guy. I'm gonna shoot this one guy and see what happens, and then he'll fall asleep, and someone will find him, and then they'll call in reinforcements, and then the reinforcements will search, and like just seeing the AI do shit is almost just as interesting in this game. And even though it's not the Metal Gear game I necessarily wanted in terms of story, it is the Metal Gear game I wanted in terms of stealth. There are some phenomenal moments of stealth, and the addition of the mechanic, which they added in Ground Zeroes, obviously, of like when you're seen, you get like some like bullet time to shoot them. So many great moments with that. I mean, looking back, there are so many moments where I'm like, oh, I remember that time the mission where there were 3 guys going to a meeting, and I was able to get rid of 2 of them in their cars before they even got there. I just jumped out of the bushes and like tranked all 3 of them in the slow motion thing, and that was amazing. Or sneaking on the bridge, that giant bridge. You'd know the mission if you played the game. That giant bridge, or sneaking into the place where you get Yui. Phenomenal. Some of the missions at the end, stuff with Quiet. Quiet is such an interesting character. She steals the show in every cutscene she's in, which is why I'm disappointed there are not a lot of cutscenes, because the ones that are in there are so Metal Gear. And maybe I'm one of the few people that loved Metal Gear Solid 4 for the cutscenes, but Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite Metal Gear, and this is a continuation of that story. Wink, wink. That's for people who know the spoilers. It's so good, and it's so nice to see just this engine. I feel like if they don't use these stealth mechanics of this engine for anything, it's such a waste. What they have here is gold. It's just pure gold in what's created. Now, I don't agree with how some of the mechanics work out, but going through the world and all the things you can do with them, like the stupid shit, like, oh, if you're in a box, you can run down a hill and slide down the hill in the box. Like, why is that even a thing you can do? Because there's just so many things you can do. And you don't even have to do half of them to play the game or beat the game. But it's so rich and offers so many different, like, being able to see a building and be like, I need to go in that building. Now, do I go here? Or do I enter here? Or do I enter here? Or do I distract? Like, I go and blow up a tank or some shit over here to distract them? What do I do? I don't know. And that's what's so genius about it. And as much as I was disappointed by the story and that it wasn't overall Metal Gear-y enough for me, it was so much fun to play. It really was. I loved it. When it was great, it was so good. It was phenomenally good. To the point of ridiculousness. I mean, and like there's other things too. It's like the buddy system, which is something I was media blackout for this game, which I'm glad I did because there's so little story. I would have seen all of it in the freaking trailers. So I didn't even know you could get buddies in the game until like a month before release. I was like, what? That's a thing? That's so cool. I mean, the horse is great. The dog, that's totally not a dog, is great. Quiet's great. It's so much fun. Just go through the world and see what it is. And that's what it is. It's not a Metal Gear game. It's an open world stealth game starring Snake and friends. And the further I get away from it, I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that. Not being the Metal Gear game I necessarily wanted, but a very, we're not going to get a better stealth game for years, like mechanically. How could we? an open world stealth game that does all this stuff? No way. No way. I would love that game, so I hope I'm wrong, because I would love that game. But there's no way. There's no way we're getting that. That quickly.